Hello, Fuse Nation. My name is Alex Fuse. Thank you again for joining me on Fusion News tonight. Before I introduce my next guest, Jessica Kleinschmidt from MLB.com. Big news out of the Patriots. Josh McDaniels turned down the job with the Colts, and he will be staying with the Patriots next season. I will be doing a Facebook Live episode after this episode to talk more about that. And now, without further ado, Jessica, I know you are a big baseball fan, and I as well am. 7 days away from spring training, and it's the same number as Mickey Mantle. How are you feeling about this MLB offseason? I know you want to talk about Tim Lincecum right now, right?
I want to talk about Tim Lincecum every day of my life, but that's besides the point.
So, what was your reaction when you heard the news about Tim Lincecum?
I begged my boss to let me write about it. So I've met many players in my life, and he was probably one of the first dozen players that I met in person, and he was beyond phenomenal. And I've been very lucky. Nobody's been extremely rude to me player-wise. I've been very lucky, but for some reason, he has always stood out to me. This is when he was making his comeback right after the Angels signed him, and he was doing, the minor league rehab thing, and just a warm person, and everything was great. So the storyline's always beautiful, and we all saw the picture of him. He definitely isn't skipping workouts. He's definitely staying in shape. So I assume it's good news if he wants to host the showcase the day after Valentine's Day and have scouts come out. No media passes will be available, which is great. I think that's going to, take away some of the distractions from him and everything like that. So it'll be great to see what he has to bring to the table. Hoping he added some velocity on his fastball. And if anything, worst case scenario, it's a great, storyline, great way to sell tickets. But he really wants to get a chance again. I think that's something to be said. And, for a lot of Giants fans are really pulling for him.
Out of the 30 teams in the MLB, do you have maybe one team besides the Giants? If the Giants don't pick him, which team do you think he could end up on?
Well, the free agency is the weirdest free agency I've probably ever witnessed in all 29 years of my life. The times I've been paying attention to. And there's a lot of big names, but they also want big contracts. And I've noticed there's the trend of the 2-year contracts kind of happening. So if you want to think of anybody who could acquire Tim Lincecum, I guess the sky is kind of the limit. And it would be kind of a domino effect. And that's kind of what's going on with the Red Sox, for instance. We were kind of waiting for the J.D. Martinez shoe to drop, and we're still waiting. And I feel like once these bigger names, no disrespect towards Tim Lincecum, are signed, I think anybody can kind of benefit from him. If anything, for a veteran presence, he's just a wonderful locker room guy. Everybody adores him. Even though he kind of went MIA and was kind of avoiding a lot of people during the last couple of seasons. But, I think anybody could really benefit from him. I know the Angels would certainly want him back. The Giants would obviously be a great storyline. And that's the biggest rumor I heard, but I wasn't sure if it was just a storyline type of rumor. And getting, big names like Andrew McCutchen and Longoria in the offseason is certainly something to think about. I think he could benefit anywhere. I would love to see him. He'd be great in Florida. I would love to see him with the Rays. I don't think he'd go to the Marlins, but I feel like the Marlins could use all the help they could get, and I don't know what kind of mentality Derek Jeter has. He definitely wants a rebuild type of thing, and bringing somebody in his 30s who has a sexy resume may not be as beneficial for him. But maybe somebody like that, maybe somebody who's not going to necessarily go for a World Series, but is willing to take him in and everything like that could be an interesting signing.
Jessica, you mentioned that this MLB offseason was one that you can't really believe it happened. I know there's a lot of free agents, like you said, that are still out there waiting to get signed, but one move that still surprised me, and a lot of Yankee fans in upstate New York are still surprised and probably won't really set into reality until we see the man, the myth, the legend, Giancarlo Stanton hit bombs at a New York State Yankee Stadium in the next coming weeks. Can be weeks now. So what was your reaction when you heard the news that Giancarlo Stanton was going to be in pinstripes in the 2018 season?
It was a mixture of emotions because I was surprised, but I wasn't surprised. And the whole thing that I loved about Giancarlo Stanton was the fact that he was very open and honest with the public, with media. And he was, we were kind of expecting him to go to the Cardinals or even the Giants. And then we didn't really think that the Yankees were going to make an attempt. That's not true. We knew that they'd make an attempt. We just didn't know if it was in their salary range. They had so much talent, and to bring somebody like Giancarlo Stanton on, we didn't think that I was actually an affordable situation. But to hear him open up to the media at the winter meetings and kind of give us and shine some light on what the Marlins were doing was actually kind of wonderful. So beyond the fact that it's going to be him, Judge, Sanchez, Gregorius up against the world, just knowing that there was that kind of started, you want to talk about dominoes falling, when we kind of got a sense of what the Marlins were accomplishing. And he gave the rest of the team the balls to kind of step up to the plate, no pun intended, and be like, get me the hell out of here. Yelich shouldn't want to be there anymore. Bohr was pretty satisfied, but Bohr won his arbitration case, which was good. That was the confidence factor as well. And Ozuna and everybody else. Now we have Real Muto and all these other scenarios that are happening. They have the confidence too. We know there's a rebuilding situation and everything like that, and kind of understanding what Jeter is doing. So I think it was a wonderful thing, not just from the Yankees gaining another bat, but having more of an awareness of what was going on in Miami.
How do you feel like Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton will play together this upcoming season?
I think it'll be great. The discussion was whether they were going to, the platoon scenario. Obviously, they're both outfielders. It's going to be an American League team, and that's going to be beneficial. And, they seem to get along great at the BBWAA dinner. So, the chemistry is certainly there. They're two huge personalities, and, they definitely support each other, but they're two very humbled and fun players. And I think, the Yankees are obviously a very fun team as well. And to have all of that happening, I think it's just going to be great for baseball. It's going to be great for the non-intense fans as myself. And I just think it's going to be a great thing for the New York Yankees, absolutely.
Definitely. With all the free agents left on the market, where do you feel like the top three guys are going to end up? Do you feel like Eric Hosmer is definitely going to end up with the Padres? Do you feel like JD Martinez is definitely going to end up with the Red Sox? And where exactly does Yu Darvish end up?
So the Yu Darvish thing is probably my biggest question mark, only because the Japanese star thing. I don't know how much we're putting the spotlight on that. We know for a fact that Shohei Ohtani wanted to be the biggest Japanese star in LA, and you can't do that when you have somebody like Yu Darvish also in LA. So I feel like these are both very humbled men, and I don't think that's going to be the tell-all. But Yu Darvish also wants to win a World Series, and where can you do that? But there's only a select few teams where he has the gut feeling where it could happen and push it to him and everything like that. He's my biggest question mark. Hosmer, I could see him on the Padres, but if you also think about it that way, you want to talk about a rebuilding team. I don't think they're ever going to stop rebuilding over in San Diego. But it would be, everybody who I've ever talked to who have played for the Padres, they love living there. And I don't know, like I said, what point mentality he is in his life where he's like, I'm just going to chill and retire and end up with the Padres because I love San Diego and I wouldn't be able to afford it unless they gave me all this money. So that's definitely a big question mark as well. And I think JD Martinez for the Red Sox would be an absolute phenomenal addition. I know a lot of the Boston Red Sox fans would love that. And it was a lot of, game of catch between them. And it just seemed like the one who wasn't budging the most was JD Martinez. And I appreciate that. They're being stubborn, and you should be able to get paid the amount that you deserve and that you feel that you deserve. But I'm getting anxious because I just want to see it happen. And I would love to see him in a Red Sox uniform.
Definitely. Jessica, before we wrap up this Fusion News interview, I know predictions for the World Series is something everyone likes to talk about, and I know you can't really get the crystal ball out and look to see the future, but is there one team that you feel like will definitely win the World Series this upcoming season?
I don't. I feel like the easiest answer is to say the Yankees, but I would really have to see how they're going to perform defensively, and that has a lot to do with, I don't know, when you think of Aaron Judge and Giancarlo Stanton, you're not automatically thinking, oh, yeah, look at those Gold Glove winners. I'm not saying that they aren't, because they're obviously phenomenal defensive men, but that's not the first thing that comes to mind. And the thing about this season, even without all these big free agent signings, like, it's going to be interesting. The Brewers, one night, all of a sudden had a World Series contending team. It was just nuts. And the Houston Astros are obviously it's going to be a repeat if it happens. The Cubs are always in contention. The Dodgers are really going to be hungry for it again this year. The Angels, Mike Trout deserves the World Series so bad, it's not even funny. And it's going to be an interesting free agency season after this season when Bryce Harper's on there. We don't know, because that could be a tell for where he ends up too. If he really thinks that a team's going to win the World Series in the next couple of seasons, he's going to do it. So the easiest play to call would be the Yankees, maybe, right? So anybody that I just named definitely has a chance.
Perfect. I know all the Yankee fans in upstate New York are very happy with your prediction right there.
I'm glad.
All right, Jessica, thank you again for coming on my show tonight. Where can the Fuse Nation follow you on Twitter to follow along? And like I just said earlier, spring training right around the corner.
Oh my gosh, it's so soon. I'm so glad. No offense, Super Bowl, but that was a waste of time. You can follow me on Twitter at Kleinschmidt JD, and on my Facebook as well. I have a business page for all of my articles, Jessica Kleinschmidt.
Perfect. Thank you again, Jessica, for coming on tonight.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Fuse Nation, you just heard from Jessica Kleinschmidt from MLB.com. We talked the MLB offseason and what's ahead for this MLB season. Once again, Fuse Nation, I'll be going live on Facebook right now to talk about Josh McDaniels turning down his offer with the Colts and going back to the Patriots. What is brewing with that? All right, Fuse Nation, thanks again for watching, and I will be seeing you very soon. Thanks for watching.